Hello and welcome to this online tutorial for the students of first semester who have chosen English for their ability enhancement course. I am Professor Nirmalya Biswas and we are going to talk about a few common errors in English, which is part of your Module 1 on your AEC English first semester syllabus. Now we all know that English is not language 1 for most Indians, and often we actually acquire various degrees of skill in English through years of struggle and constant practice. And that is why it is absolutely normal for learners of English as second language to make a lot of mistakes, and that's absolutely fine as long as you are ready to learn and improve. Now in this module you are going to address a few issues that cause us trouble whenever we are trying to speak or write good English, right? So our discussion is spread across 2 video tutorials, and we would be dealing with different aspects of English both in its written and spoken form, hopefully trying to find a way out of these troubles and errors, right? So let's begin. So I have a presentation for you, so I'm sharing my screen, and you would be able to listen to me as well as you can watch the presentation on your screens, right? So I'm now presenting the screen. So as I have already told you that we're dealing with a few common errors in English. It is part of your semester 1 module 1 syllabus. So let's begin. So we begin with the quantifiers. Many, much, few, little. So what are the quantifiers? The quantifiers are words which express quantity or amount. Now we often are confused between a couple of words like few and a few, and little and a little, and then many and much, and we can't get our way around it. So there are a few differences between these words, and let us just explore now. For example, the word few, it is used with countable plural nouns and the sense is negative. It means whenever we use the word few, it means not many or almost none. For example, he feels lonely because he has few friends. It means that he really doesn't have many friends. I mean, he actually has almost no friend at all. So that's why the sense is negative. That's why we have used the word few. Whereas a few is used with countable plural nouns, but the sense is positive. That means that maybe the number is not great, but it still has a little number which is sufficient, which is adequate. So the sense is positive. For example, she has a few friends who would help her. Now compare the 2 sentences. He feels lonely because he has few friends. She has a few friends who would help her. So definitely the sense is different in both these sentences, right? So let us take another couple of examples from few and a few. Few students would like a supplementary exam. And the second sentence is, despite the rain, a few students reached the campus. Now, in the third sentence on your screen, a few students would like a supplementary exam. It actually means that almost no student would like a supplementary exam. So it has a negative sense. It means not many and almost no one. Whereas the fourth sentence on your screen, despite the rain, a few students reached the campus. It means that there was rain, but still some students, not many though, but still some students managed to reach the campus for maybe attending a lecture. So it has a positive sense. So you can watch on your screen that I have actually marked the words with negative sense and the positive sense in different colors. So that would be easier for you. So that is the difference between few and a few, right? Now moving on to the next slide. Similarly, the difference between little and a little. Little means little has a sense of the negative, whereas a little has a sense of the positive. So little is used with uncountable nouns, and the sense is negative, which means not much or almost nothing, whereas a little is used with uncountable nouns and the sense is positive. It means some or a small amount. So let us explore a few examples here. The first example: she speaks little English. She needs help. It means that she cannot really speak English at all, almost nothing. She cannot speak English at all, so that's why she needs help. Now look at the second sentence. She speaks a little English. She can manage. That means that even though she might not be able to speak in English fluently, or she might not have a lot of grasp over the language, but still she manages to speak some amount of English, which she will be able to manage with. So that has a positive sense. So she speaks a little English. She can manage. Now look at the third and fourth sentences. They had little money to spend, so they did not shop. And the fourth sentence, they save a little money every month. So the third sentence, they had little money to spend, so they did not shop. It means that they really did not have enough money, or almost no money at all. That's why they could not shop. That's why they did not shop. So the sense is negative. Whereas the fourth sentence on your screen, they save a little money every month. It means that they somehow save a little amount of money, which is a small amount maybe, but still something. Okay, it is not none, it's not nothing. So they save a little money every month. So that was the difference between little and a little. Moving on to the next slide now. Another confusing pair of quantifiers is many and much. The problem with many and much. Now let us see how we can differentiate between these two words. See, so many, this word is used with countable plural nouns, and the sense could be negative, positive, also interrogative. Those who don't know the word interrogative, it's a sentence with a question mark. Whenever we are asking something, say what is your name, where do you live, where are you coming from, all these sentences are called interrogative sentences. Alright, so many could be used in negative, positive and interrogative sense, and it is used with countable plural nouns. For example, let us take a sentence with a positive sense. Many students go to school. Then let us take a negative sentence. There weren't many fans in the stadium. Now an interrogative sentence. How many fingers can you see? Because I told you before that it is used with countable plural nouns. So many students, many fans, many fingers, you can actually count. These are all countable nouns, countable plural nouns. Now let us move on to much. This is used with uncountable nouns, right? And the sense is also the sense could be negative, positive or interrogative. Just like many, the only difference is it is used with uncountable nouns, right? So let us take an example. The first one in this group, there is much honesty in his actions. Second one with a negative sense, there isn't much coffee in the jar. An interrogative sentence with much, how much food is left. Now we would see that here honesty, coffee and food, these are all uncountable nouns, right? And that's why to mean quantity or amount, much is used instead of many. So it happens so that many students make this mistake that they actually jumble up between many and much. So remember this very simple rule, and I think you will be all right. All right. So let us move on to the next slide. Now, since we were talking about many and much, now this is a very crucial difference between many and many or many an. Now, let us see how this unfolds. Many uses a plural noun plus a plural verb, and the sense is of course plural. But when we use many a or many an followed by a noun, that has a different form. Many a or many an uses a singular noun with a singular verb, but the sense is plural. So let us explore a couple of examples here. For example, many friends have called Paul on his birthday. So many friends have called Paul on his birthday. So from this sentence, you of course know that Paul has many friends who called him on his birthday. Now look at the construction. It uses many, then plural noun friends, then plural verb have called Paul on his birthday, which means multiple friends. But when we rewrite this using many or many and, let's see how it goes. Many a friend has called Paul on his birthday. Now look at the construction here. Many a followed by singular noun friend plus singular verb has called Paul on his birthday. But it doesn't mean one friend called Paul on his birthday. It also means many friends called Paul on his birthday. So the meaning is the same. The sense of plural is the same. But when you are using many, you use plural noun, plural verb, and when you are using many a or many an, you use singular noun and singular verb. Okay, so be careful about this. So this is a very tricky, I would say, construction. Let us take another pair of examples. Many officers get involved in corruption. Many officers get involved in corruption. So many plural noun officers plus plural verb get involved in corruption means multiple officers. Similarly, when we use many an officer gets involved in corruption. Many an singular noun officer plus singular verb gets involved in corruption, because officer is third person singular number, so get will become gets. So many an officer gets involved in corruption. But here we do not mean one particular officer, here we mean multiple officers, right? So this is the difference between many and many a or many an. So be careful about this. So let us move on to the next slide. Now we are talking about troubling prepositions. Okay, so often we all know that prepositions could be a little bit tricky at times, and that's why I think we need to be very careful about how we are using prepositions. So for example, first case, arrive at or arrive in versus reach. Now look at the construction of the sentence. First one, they arrived at the station after much delay. Raj will be arriving in Delhi in 2 hours. Third sentence, we need to reach the hospital soon. See that we are not using in or at after reach. So the meaning is the same when we say arrive at or arrive in, but also at the same time we could say reach, but we do not use reach in or reach at. So be careful that we do not use a preposition after the word reach. We reach a place, we do not reach in or reach at a place, right? Next one is prefer than or prefer to. This is a very common mistake that often experienced people also make. So often we try to tend to think of this sentence from our own native language. So that's why we make this mistake. So Karen prefers tea than coffee. It means that Karen has gone to a restaurant and somebody has offered tea or coffee. So when they asked Karen what she would like, Karen said, okay, I would prefer tea because I do not like coffee. I like tea more. So the sentence, you might say Karen prefers tea than coffee because it has a comparative degree. So Karen prefers tea than coffee, but it is absolutely incorrect. So the correct form is Karen prefers tea to coffee. So always use to after prefer. Never use prefer than, always use prefer to. So let us move on to the next slide. Similarly, we also use to with words like superior, inferior, senior and junior. we do not use the preposition than. So after superior, inferior, senior, junior, always use the preposition to, not than. For example, Ram is senior than George is an incorrect sentence. The correct sentence is Ram is senior to George. So senior to, inferior to, superior to, junior to, right? So this is how you should construct these sentences. Next one is these three verbs: discuss, order, and enter. There are many other verbs also which do not have prepositions after them, but these are probably the most recurring words. So we do not use any prepositions after the verbs discuss, order, and enter. Let us look at the examples. We should discuss the matter. Don't say we should discuss about the matter. This is a very common mistake also. So we discuss a matter, we discuss things, we discuss issues. We do not discuss about, right? So no discuss about, we discuss. Next is I would like to order dinner, not order for. People often say that order for food, order for pizza, order for something and all, but we order something. We do not order for something. So no preposition after order. Last example is please enter the room. So we do not use into or in after enter, right? We enter the room, enter the temple, enter the office, enter the premises, but we do not enter into or enter in any place, right? So you have to be careful about these prepositions. Next slide. So this is, I think, we have come to an end of this lesson 1 of this tutorial. So stay tuned for more inputs and more information in the next lesson. Take care. Thank you.